you ever noticed that on packaging, they put the nutrition facts on the back? You ever notice that? You ever think, why do they do that? Right? Wouldn't it be easier if they just put it on the front of the package where you can see it? I don't exactly know why they put it on the back of the package, and they probably don't know either. There's probably a ton of studies and millions of dollars wasted to figure out that it goes on the back. But simply, I'll tell you my thoughts of why I think it's on the back. Because it requires you to reach out and grab that product and turn it all the way over and take a look at it. By then, chances are they've already got you. It's already in your hand. And it's interesting because in the first reading, we see this. You shall not eat or even touch it, lest you die. Why would he say that? Why would he say, don't eat it, but don't even touch it? Right? Because he knows that by the time they touch it, the decision's pretty much already been made. Right? By the time you see I want that. And you reach out and you're like, I wonder if this is healthy for me. And you grab the package and turn it over. There's already in your mind that's not too bad. This should be fine. Because it's already in your hand. That's the near occasion of sin, that don't even touch the fruit. Right? And that in this first Sunday of Lent, we talk about this because Lent is also a season where a lot of things in our mind and our hearts are going to come to the surface, including our own voices or temptations from the evil one to get us to fall. It's not the actual decision of committing sin that we have to worry about too much. It's more of what leads someone to make that decision. That is what we have to look out for. Because that is where the evil one works. He works in what happens before. And he starts from where we are weakest. Right? And so he uses this in the gospel. He uses this when he first goes to pleasure. Right? That is where we can be very weak. He's hungry. And so he first appeals to his pleasure. Right? Well, just command these stones to be like bread, and you'll be satisfied. Right? When we have our Lenten practices, there's going to be temptations to give those up. Whatever it is you gave up, I'm sure you're already familiar with your own voice. Well, it's Saturday evening. That's actually when Sunday begins in the church. So I guess I could technically not have to do my Lenten practice because it's technically already Sunday, so it should be fine. But yet come Sunday night, chances are there's probably not a voice that's saying, well, it's Sunday night, so the Lenten day is actually Monday. But actually it's still Sunday, so I'm still fine. It's that voice inside that we have to look out for. Oh, I've been doing good all the week, all the first week of Lent. I'm sure just one time not doing my Lenten practice, it'll be okay. It's just one time. I don't know how many times that you've told yourself, well, just this one time. Right? That's like the anthem of teenagers. It's just the one time. That's how many people find themselves in addictions. The same thing when it comes to food. We are pretty much familiar with this first temptation because food is abundant around us, right? We can, I'm hungry, I'll just have it delivered to me, even though it costs so much more. So this time of Lent is a time to become familiar with your own voice in your head, with your own ways that you convince yourself to go to comfort, the own ways that we convince ourselves to say that actually we're important. We're number one. It should be about us. The way that we use to convince ourselves, because me too, that really the Lord will forgive us. So this is okay and that's okay. In reality, if we were the ones in the middle of the desert, we probably wouldn't even have to worry about being brought up to the parapet of the temple or being shown all the kingdoms of the world. we would probably take every single stone that we see and turn it all into bread. And we would probably convince ourselves that it's okay. Well, it's okay. God doesn't want me to die. That would be terrible. The human life is important. We should strive to live life, have more time in prayer, more time with God. So I guess I need to turn this stones into bread so I can eat and get out of this desert. I got to continue the journey that God has me on. So yeah, bring the bread on. And this is all of us. And so if you find your Lenten practice being a tad difficult at this point, that's a good thing. That means you're doing a good job with your Lent. If you notice yourself trying to convince yourself that maybe, well, this isn't such a big deal, or maybe I'll pick something else because this is something that maybe won't actually be too hard. All right, if you find yourself trying to convince yourself to do something else, then chances are stick with what you're doing because you're probably doing a good job. And it was probably a good choice. And so keep in mind what's going on inside. And the best way to do that is to do a self-check-in. Do it every night. Where was I tempted today? Where did I make that decision of, oh, I don't really need that. But then later you're like, actually, maybe just this one time. Because if we can become more attentive to the interior life, what's going on, our voice, what's happening inside, we'll be more attentive to hearing the voice of the evil one. What did he use to fight Satan? What did he do to fight Satan? Right? He used Scripture. So if you're not using Scripture in your prayer, here's a good sign that you should. Break it open, dust it off, and continue the journey in the desert, where there's going to be pain and suffering. And after Easter, we might have the energy of the little kid back there, just running around. So let us look forward to that excitement of running around and being with Jesus.